Rigondeaux.
Panama in at 100.
A little Cuban flavor. He's Max just 2-2. And
my amateur scout, my boxer Andy Lee, who told me that
a few years ago, Olympic gold medal, he would
prior to them, and in fact, that, as you said, won the gold medal. It seemed to be pretty obvious.
Last division by
balance and his weight is evenly.
Yeah, he's the prohibitive underdog.
Cordoba's, despite for a fight with Grant, drag-out affair in which I believe Juan Diaz is the one who is fortunate.
It's not a slouch. Interesting seeing two southpaws. They're used to always fighting lows.
Every fight should be as awkward as that fight.
Oh yeah, because in the professional fight, chap.
Might have seen a momentarily.
Ronnie Shields wants to turn him into a
Cuban defector named Eric.
Very impressed with Rigondeaux. I'm very impressed by him.
Cordoba of Panama on the way. Wound up in the hospital. A fight that could leave a fight.
It was a real brutal fight.
The fight of the year.
This is not
the fight of the night so far. Fighters.
He is tremendous watching him. I'm still very impressed. And then you let the big shots go, but it's a power punch. Very few effective jabs. Not effective. This is the only punch that is directing.
And it creates offense. Floyd Mayweather.
Those are two guys who more or less. Sonny Liston,
Larry Holmes.
So average out of 41.
So closely to pick a winner punch. If anybody lands, Guillermo Rigondeaux, and walking Cordoba down 3-0. Guillermo Rigondeaux.
Cordoba's body. And Cordoba is not recovering.
Well, to the body.
You know, I gotta say, and now Rigondeaux, think of
Chris Puncher himself. He would be up.
But he's through.
Not getting hit at all for Cordoba. 10 shots landing for Rigondeaux, including, of course, the body shot Harold Letterman showed you.
I said about that, which was a left to the body, the same left-hand punch that he just threw at the head for most of the part of the fight. He shot it to the body, and Cordoba was not expecting it. Well, that's the liver shot. And we've seen that many times before, where a guy gets like this before he realizes his legs are gone, and he sits down. Usually a good body punch does straight in.
The fight to Leonard Doreen. Ultimately developed more variety.
Talking to Rigondeaux, and he's like, not just a fight.
Yes,
he's seen it all. Yeah. He's not going to.
According to something, a guy can make me change during the fight.
Right. He'll.
What, 250?
Not used to that, and he is so much.
The nature of amateur boxing is the
of Gamboa.
or the speed. Now you're talking about Gamboa because Rigondeaux with this baddie, with the stars there.
Wherever the money is, wherever that division is, where he can get a payday.
So everything is. You're told Freddie Roach, the trainer of Manny Pacquiao, will go there to watch those hands. And now I'm told that Roach is actually in the dressing room, and that is about to take place. So we'll continue covering the events in Margarito's dressing room as we go along. And by the way, this is a star at 126. Of course, Yuri Orcus Gamboa is another.
Ronnie Shields has told him he needs to step it up, and he's going to have to. And as a result, he's getting hit a little bit himself also.
Shields might have said to him, Guillermo, you don't want to get booked.
I think he's doing a good job of telling him to be as a professional. It's very important.
Rigondeaux's knee hit the canvas.
That's a knockdown.
Oh.
Yeah.
So if so, that would be the first time in nearly 300 fights that he stayed.
Beautiful left-hand shot after he got up.
Knockdown.
Rigondeaux's bit to move it inside. Emmanuel
is committing himself. He got hit.
Almost went through.
I'm blaming you, Ronnie. In place regarding that issue, who would have expected anything else?
5 rounds to 1, 58-54, Guillermo Rigondeaux. He said, you know, both guys an extra point when he landed the liver shot.
They said Rigondeaux's from now of Cordoba more confident in his punching. He seems to be mentally growing.
When you see another guy who can fight, it's a
guy who's ranked among be thrown for a mental.
I get an 8 for that.
This is why when I see results and Nishioka and these.
When he come from, they was up like 12-4, like he's fighting
now. That the momentum of the fight is aggressively.
Where he wasn't landing anything a few.
Cuellar is a good cheerleader. Now, and I wonder.
You know, once they balls, if they don't know what may be, it makes the hands very clear.
In this round, off of Cordoba's stuff.
The left hand show right across.
Second half.
Well, at this stage right now, Cordoba.
Useful question. Give Rigondeaux. We've told you all about the great amateur. Right now,
he's fighting just like he fought. It doesn't work this way.
A little running.
Yeah, this is interesting because he's not. Back in the day, up-and-comer in the Philippines. Because of the few counters he landed early in the.
But he's not.
2 of the 3 judges that Cordoba has spent. I'd be willing. Judges gave the round. Olaya, because the turnaround is so sure that Cuellar's math is exactly aggressive and stay aggressive.
And may be able to compete at the with a potential. May think close rounds are not.
Cult boxing star in America fighting this way. I wonder if he realized fight Rigondeaux 10 out of 30, only 6 out of 43.
82, 7 round Rigondeaux. This is anybody watch round 7 and 8. And I'm do something.
You're trained by a particular successful with a fight doesn't mean that you're going to be able to ring for 2 rounds with the world that would.
And return punches back.
Or 7 or 8 level that his opponent might have.
The booing of the crowd does affect some of the off completely, and it irritates and they run in manner.
It's gloves.
That's 154 pounds, calling 154-pound junior middleweight, running by the rules. And you know, Manny Pacquiao loves the Reyes also, most of it.
Yet fight under the rules, and therefore the 100th impressive thing to me about which no one has ever done in any era.
Overweight. Pacquiao of cherry pick setting up catchweight fight. De La Hoya. Various others have fought.
Said about it then, although it shouldn't. You mentioned, Jim, they did the same thing. Even in this modern era, that's what's so impressive about it.
For linear, 120, 135. I mean, it's only 147, 160.
Wins the fight. He gets a championship belt for coming back. He gets a belt.
You don't use plaster powers. It's putting extra weight.
Harold has Rigondeaux with a couple of judges constantly going forward. He's not going to send, fortunately.
Still, the El Duque.
Cuban defectors, well, Casamayo,
most talented, but the most
into American professional. What would Teofilo Stevens? Something I always point out.
This guy here, even though he's over 3 or 4 rounds, he's had to run back to amateur tactics. I'm just
8 rounds for the first time, a significantly less effective fight.
And all that said, he's probably 5 or after 6 pro.
Even though Stevenson has beat a lot of our Americans.
This, I don't see a single sold ticket or sold pay-per-view hookup.
Yep.
He's doing what he's been doing his whole career.
Guillermo Rigondeaux.